The thing about it is that it brings everybody into music. It's not just one person emanating out into the world, which is what music so often tends to be.
Earthquake.
Angles.
Pliocene.
Visionary.
Baseplate.
Convalescent.
Passable.
Scandalous.
Spongy.
Rowboat.
Impassable.
It was fun. It made you think.
Like words in general.
Daytime.
Bethel.
Angles.
Drool.
Ardency. Classmate.
Erect. Gambia.
I mean, it's so private. It's so absolutely private.
Respect.
Royal. Drench. Trench.
Kooky.
So now I'm going to read words.
Scandalous.
Visionary.
Ecstasy.
Ardency.
You sort of bring it around and be like, boom, boom, here's a booth, and please record your voice.
Spongy. Visionary.
Expansive.
Point.
Fluctuate. Faster. Catharsis.
Ecstasy.
Habitation.
Befuddle.
Egotism.
Custom house.
Ecstasy.
It's performance art, but interactive performance art.
Inaugural.
Befuddle. Expansive.
Perpetuate.
Ecstasy.
Transfix.
Egotism.
I enjoyed the questions.
Substance. Celestial.
Susie.
Tablespoon.
Conjuncture.
Spongy. Homicidal. Clubsidal.
Sextillion.
I don't know, it's interesting. I think it's pretty cool.
Ecstasy. Breastplate.
Impassable. Epicurean. Scandalous.
Epicurean.
Undulate.
Consumption. Emily.
Egotism.
Seasonal.
Convenient.
It was interesting, it was fun. It's different.
Exegesis.
Perfume.
Pain.
Carpenter. Sextillion. Constantine.
I think this is going to be good for music.
Projectile.
Fossil. Seasonal. Consumption.
How do you say it from
Tablespoon.
Thesis. Chemotherapy.
Here we are standing with the official Bring Your Own Voice booth. It's set up right now, as you can see. It all comes apart, it all flattens up, and I can put it on top of my car. So I stick it on top of the car and then I drive it around to different public locations. Art galleries, museums, outdoor events. I could even set it up in a subway station or something like that. Really, you can go anywhere you want.
You bring in all these other voices and everything. It makes it more universal, and it makes it more accessible to any other person going down the street, which is nice.
I ask people who happen to be walking by, happen to be in the area, I ask them to participate in this experiment that I have, this Bring Your Own Voice experiment.
I think it's rad. Yeah, it's a really good idea.
I ask them to come inside the booth, and there's a microphone in there. They go inside, and I ask them to read questions, read things that I've written, read things that other people have written.
The questions were very well chosen.
They were very well chosen.
Tell me what they think about anything, and I usually have a theme. Every time I set it up, I kind of have a theme that I focus on for that particular event. Like if it was in the subway station, I might ask people, well, where are you going? And get them to talk a little bit about that.
Every time he has someone read the sheets, they're different. Even if it's the same words, even if it's a sheet of, read this poem, read this text, whatever, it's a different person's interpretation of it.
That's basically how the Bring Your Own Voice booth works. It's a way of collecting voices in public places, collecting them from people who are not really not involved in creating the music until they enter the booth, of course.
But I mean, especially with the questions, tell me your favorite word. And there are how many different words in however many different languages it is. It's great.
So if you want, I can take you inside the booth here and show you what it's all about. So come on in. All right, here we are inside the Bring Your Own Voice booth. I can show you a little bit about what's going on in here. We have these nice packing blankets which are used to muffle the sound, so the recording is as quiet as possible. The roof is very nice industrial commercial carpeting, as is the floor. The whole thing obviously is made out of plywood. I put a little light in here. I can do a yellow light bulb for mood. It gets people in the right mood to record. It's very important to be, feeling good. So what I do is I ask people to come inside the booth. They come inside. I give them an instruction sheet. Something like this.
I think it's fantastic. I'd love to be able to watch everyone in there and hear what they all had to say.
Tell a lie, tell the truth, talk about your job.
What's the weather like today? How does it make you feel when it rains?
A story about how the weather influenced me in some way.
Questions about my favorite word, my least favorite word.
Who I would rather be.
I didn't answer the last question though.
Talking about some truths and some lies and some cliches.
Questions are a little bit tricky at this point.
They were emotional questions. They were hard to answer.
I don't want famous voices.
And it's kind of fun to be in the booth with no one there telling a story.
And I said I'd rather be Bob Ross.
I told them that I like my job, but I should be paid more.
I want voices of normal people like myself, my friends, and my family.
My favorite word is rapture. Like as in the rapture, as in oh my god, it's the rapture.
I like the rain. I don't like getting wet.
There was this thunderstorm and we were on a canoe trip and everyone else was way ahead of us.
Just talk about shaving my head.
So I talked about shaving my head on TV for a good cause.
I want voices who don't know me and voices I do not know.
They can definitely be used against us, and yes, I was very honest.
It made me feel uncomfortable, but in a good way, you know, to think about those kinds of things that you don't normally really take the time to think about.
And who knows, I might make you famous.
I just am waiting to hear my voice in something.
I'd like to see what you do with this, because, you know, I'm playing a part in it, so I'd like to see what happens to it.
You're lucky I didn't start talking in Thai. That's all I have to say.
Chit-chatting, granddad, yesterday, chit-chatting, granddad, yesterday, chit-chatting,